Hello everybody, I am Matt Goddard from the Boxing Locker. Welcome to another prediction video. Today I'm going to be talking about the eagerly anticipated, very much keenly awaited super middleweight undisputed clash between Canelo Saul Alvarez, many people's pound for pound numero uno, and the man himself, Caleb Plant. What can I say about it? It's a very, very exciting prospect of a fight. Before I get into the fight itself and my predictions, my breakdown, and how I think that fight will play out, I'm going to discuss the kerfuffle, the ruckus at the face-off. I'm going to keep it quite brief. I think the man that came out on top of it, for me, the man who gained the most from it, not necessarily came out on top, sorry, but the man who gained the most from that is actually Caleb Plant. I think with regards to the exchange itself, it was a bit catty, a little bit childish, but I think they were trying to preserve all of their money and not have to pay any sort of fines for any kind of exchange with the sanctioning bodies. However, I think actually Canelo came out on top for the physical exchange, but I think what Caleb Plant showed in that is that he's not a man to be bullied, he's not a man to be dominated, and he walked back to Canelo fearless, eyes on the prize, completely and utterly not scared, which is a massive thing. A lot of guys will go out there and already be beaten when they're boxing Canelo. They fight frightened, and that makes it a lot easier for him. I think in much the same way as people always did with Mike Tyson when he was at his peak, and with Floyd Mayweather when he was at his peak. With Canelo, fighters tend to try and find a way to beat his style rather than just box the way they box and try and make him beat their style. And I think that's detrimental to them. I think Caleb Plant is not going to do that. And I think if you see the two guys that he's had the most difficulty with, or the three guys in fact that he's had the most difficulty with, it's Golovkin, Lara and Mayweather, all three of whom boxed in exactly the way they would always box, and subsequently Canelo had a far more difficult time against all three. Obviously they resulted how they resulted. So that's that done. I think Plant showed a lot of grit and determination to just walk him down, and I think that's a positive thing. Obviously the physical exchange, he came out on worse, but I don't think is enough to in any way prevent the fight going ahead. The mark on the face is more of a scratch than anything else. So let's get down to the nitty gritty of the fight. So I see this fight playing out in much the same way as the Billy Joe Saunders fight played out, except I personally feel that Plant is a more complete boxer mover. I don't think he has the power to hurt Canelo, but he certainly has the movement and fluidity to make the beginning of the fight difficult for Canelo. No, I said beginning of the fight. I think Canelo will treat this fight much the same way as he treated the Billy Joe fight. He'll go out to be physical, to be aggressive, and to apply himself to Plant, to make Plant fearful of the body punches landing, and to ensure that he knows that he's in a fight. That sounds like a silly thing to say, but as a boxer mover, you can often go out there and kind of coast through a fight if it's too easy. And actually, I think Canelo's going to make sure Plant knows it's going to be a tough night's work for him. So there's that. I think Plant's jab will be difficult for Canelo to overcome early on in the fight, and actually, I think where Plant will have the advantages in that he moves consistently and perpetually, as opposed to moving for the sake of evading Canelo. He'll just keep moving, and that will, in much the same way as the Lara fight, make it more difficult for Canelo to close him down and pick multiple punches, as he often does. I think Canelo will see more and more success as the rounds go ahead, once he establishes the timing and starts to close down the ring rather than following Plant round, which I feel will be the case early on. And I think the fight will end with a very late stoppage. I'm looking at maybe rounds 10 or 11, even the final round, potentially with Canelo down on the cards. It wouldn't be the first time. I believe he was down on the cards at the point of the Billy Joe Saunders knockout or retirement anyway. And I think there is the chance of that again. Plant has got great chin, so I think it's probably more likely to begin with body punches that break him down and then potentially end with headshots. You'll notice actually that primarily Canelo does the most damage that he does with his body shots. That's what opens people up. That's how he creates openings and generates openings, as opposed to waiting for them to come to him. He comes forward with feints, with control mechanisms, with jabs and little head movements to draw certain reactions from his opponents, and then picks the body and then will find the shot over the top if it's there. If not, he'll just keep waiting and just picking the body shots again and again, slowing his opponents and sapping their energy reserves. So that is what I think is going to happen. The fight will start off with Plant dominating the fight with regards to points, landing plenty of jabs, punching, moving and staying on his toes the whole time, not stopping, not dipping and ducking too much, just staying upright, using a lot of extension on that jab and making Canelo work to shut him down. As the rounds progress, we're looking round 4, 5, 6. Canelo's going to start closing down the ring, cutting off the ring a lot better and start landing some of them notorious body shots that he lands. After that, you're going to start seeing Caleb Plant slow, set his feet a little bit more as a result because the energy's sapped. And then you're going to start seeing Canelo have more and more success through 8 and 9. And then I believe it will be a late stoppage. I'm going to say 11 or 12 to Canelo, with Plant ahead on the cards. That's my prediction. After that, we obviously have an undisputed super middleweight champion, which is great. The more undisputed champions we have, the better. It keeps boxing simple for the fans, and it ensures that we have a lot more exciting fights, and we can't avoid the big matchups. Ideally, we can't avoid the big matchups, which I think is the key to keeping the sport exciting, alive and thriving. So there we have it, my prediction for Canelo vs Caleb Plant on November the 6th. Don't forget to drop a comment with your opinion. Like the video, dislike if you want. Any reaction's a good reaction. Subscribe to my channel. Head over and find me at YouTube. Head over and find me on Instagram at The Boxing Locker, Facebook The Boxing Locker, Twitter Boxing Locker. And also, please do check out www.theboxinglocker.com and subscribe to access my elite world level coaching tutorials. I'm changing the website slightly so that I'm moving away from shorter videos, 5 to 10 minute videos, getting rid of some of those and replacing them with much longer, more detailed instructionals. I'm talking 30 to 60 minute instructionals, taking you through more specifics, more detail and loads of drills to help you level up your boxing. So www.theboxinglocker.com. Thanks to Venom for all the great gear. As always, I am an official Venom athlete, which is an absolute pleasure and an honor to represent them. Boxing Bar for all the great gear. You can use code BOXLOCKER10 to get 10% off everything at the Boxing Locker, except the XXL bag at the Boxing Bar, except the XXL bag. And please do check out my Instagram for all the links to all the other great products that I have discount codes for. Save yourself some money, get some great products and enjoy. Have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you again for the next one soon. Cheers.